Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. I'm just entering the grounds here at Sydney University, and I'd love to go through a book, and the book that I've selected for today's episode is entitled The ABC of How We Learn, a book that was authored by a triple authorship of Schwartz, Tsang and Blair, and a book that looks into the science of learning. Have you ever wondered why some lessons stick with you for life while others fade into oblivion? This book, The ABC of Learning, will unpack the science behind learning in a way that's both deeply insightful and incredibly practical. This book isn't just for educators or students. It's for anyone who wants to improve their ability to absorb, retain, and apply knowledge effectively. Schwartz, Tsang, and Blair take us on an eye-opening journey through 26 different learning mechanisms, offering actionable strategies for making learning more effective. Whether you're trying to develop a new skill, teach others, or simply optimize how you process information, this book provides a roadmap based on cognitive science and real-world applications. So let's see what we can take, what we can learn from this book today, and how we can apply it into our daily lives. So the first key message that comes from this author is where we indulge in the concept that learning requires struggle, and it's described as desirable difficulty. We often assume that easy learning is good learning, but this book makes a compelling case for desirable difficulty. The idea that a bit of struggle enhances retention. When we wrestle with new concepts, we strengthen the neural connections, making knowledge more durable. The next point that the author talks about is an absolute cracker, and it's called the protege effect, where teaching is the best way to learn. One of the most effective ways to deepen our understanding, according to these authors, is to be the teacher and to teach others. The process of organising knowledge to explain it and fielding questions forces us to clarify our own thinking and fill in gaps we didn't quite realise that we had in the first place. Spaced learning trumps cramping. I remember being at university over 45 years ago and cramping and cramming my learning, but this book says that you're better off spacing out your learning rather than cramming it. Cramming, what the authors say here, may feel productive, but it's a short-term fix. This book emphasises the power of spaced reviewing of information over time, because this method forces the brain to recall information, hence strengthening memory pathways for longer term retention, which is basically what we're looking for in the first place anyway. The author also goes on to talk about the importance of mistakes and using mistakes and leveraging mistakes, and it's called the power of productive failure. Failure is often seen as a setback, but research shows that making and correcting mistakes leads to deeper, more powerful learning. Instead of avoiding errors, we should embrace them as stepping stones to mastery, is the key message that comes from these authors. But in order to learn, the key message that comes from this book is that you need to be curious, because curiosity fuels learning. When we're genuinely curious about something, we absorb information effortlessly. I got it out in the end. And this book highlights how framing lessons as intriguing puzzles or unanswered questions sparks curiosity, leading to more engaged and motivated learners. We also touch on the fact that learning is social, and we need to tap into the power of collaboration. Humans learn best in social contexts. Discussion, debate, and group problem-solving exposure helps us to create and absorb and consider different perspectives, and helps reinforce our understanding. This challenges the myth of the lone genius and underscores the importance of learning from and with others. I remember back in the day when I was a university student, how the Asian students back then would all work together and meet and congregate in groups where they would share their learnings and help each other grow and develop. Whereas myself, I was a lone wolf, often missing lectures and just cramming things at the end, and of course not having the outcomes, the learning outcomes and the results that the Asian teams would have. The author also reminds us that context matters. We need to transfer learning, and hence teaming with others and partnering with others and teaching others helps us learn. And the fact that knowledge isn't truly learned unless it is applied in different situations. I had a friend of mine many years ago who would remind me that knowledge is potential power. Unless you apply the knowledge, applied knowledge, according to John Nematala, then you weren't making use of the resource and the gift that you have. And this book stresses the importance of learning in various contexts. Applying the skills in multiple environments ensures that they become flexible and transferable rather than isolated facts. And the last key point to come from this book is that stories make learning stick. Dry facts can be hard to remember, but when information is woven into a narrative, our brain latches onto it. I think that's about it. Thank you very much, and bye for now.